Okay, so in worksheet 3, we're going to be doing a lot of the same things, except we're going to be given different information. We have to be able to know how to use the information in order to get the equations of the lines that we want. So basically, you're going to be given 3 points, and you have to figure out how to use these 3 points to find 2 lines that are either parallel or perpendicular. So let's look at the first problem, and these are very similar to the ones on your quiz, or not your quiz, on your worksheet. Find the equation of a line through the point -5, 6 that is parallel to the equation containing the points -5, 4 and -4, 0. So let's think about what they mean, okay? Let's look at the points on a graph. That way you can kind of visualize it first before we talk about this. So I have the point -5, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. -5, 4. And I have the point -4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, 0. Okay? And then it's telling me to find the equation of a line that goes through the point -5, 6. So -5, 4, 5, 6. This point right here. So we have all these points. It's kind of hard to make sense of it. So what we have to do is think, okay, the first line is the blue one. It goes through these 2 points. Okay? The first line goes through these 2 points. So now I have to think of an equation of a line that goes through the red point that's parallel to that black line. But what I don't have is I don't have the slope or the y-intercept of this line that's given here. So we have to find the equation of the line given those 2 points. Now I could count graphically, but you're not always going to be able to graph it, so you have to know how to do it algebraically. So let's look at this. So we are going to start by finding the slope of the blue line. Let me write in blue so you can see it. So m equals y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. If I label them x1, y1, x2, y2, I have 0 minus 4 over -4 minus -5, which gives me -4 plus 5 over 1, which is -4. So the slope of this line is -4. So to find a line parallel, we know that the parallel slope is also -4. So when I go to find the equation of the red line, I have y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to use -4 for the slope as well, but then I'm going to use this point for my x and my y because it has to go through the red point. So that means I have 6 equals -4 times -5 plus b. Multiply those, and I'm going to get 6 equals 20 plus b minus 20. Whoops. So I have 6 minus 20 is -14 equals b. So I have y equals -4x minus 14. Now, that means I have to go down to -14 as my y-intercept, which it goes completely off the page. So what I can do is I can just say, okay, well, the slope is -4, so I can go from this point and go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And I can use the same information. Technically, if I keep going down, the y-intercept is going to be way down here somewhere. So let's just go ahead and graph that second line given that information. And it looks something like that. Obviously, it's not perfect since we're doing it by hand. Okay, so let's try another one. Find the equation of a line through the point 0, 6, perpendicular to the equations containing the points -2, 4 and -3, -1. Okay, so 0, 6, 6, 0, 6, 1, 2, 4, 6. That's the first point. And then I have a line that goes through the points -2, 4, and -3, -1. So I have to figure out, okay, well, what's the slope of the line with those red points? Well, how do I find that? I have x1, y1, x2, y2. I have -1 minus 4 over -3 minus -2, which gives me -5 over -1, which is 5. So my slope of the red line is 5. So what is my perpendicular slope of 5? And that's what I want to find next. So I have perpendicular slope is going to be -1/5, opposite and reciprocal. So now when I go to solve, I have y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug in -1/5, and I'm also going to plug in 0.6. However, what do you know about 0.6? That already is a y-intercept. Look at the point. So do I have to solve it all? I don't. So I can just go ahead and put in +6. So now when I graph these two, I'm going to start with this one. Whoops. Let's take that away. I'll use the actual line tool. Looks something like that. And to graph this one, I have 0.6, which is where I start, and then I have down 1 over 5 because my slope is -1/5. So I'm going to go down 1 over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be the second line. Which looks like that. And as you can see, they do look perpendicular, like they form a right angle. So we'll do another example. Find the equation of a line that goes through the point -1, 10, parallel to the equation containing the points -1, 6, and 5, 0. So let's go ahead, find our slope of the first one, x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have 0 minus 6 over 5 minus -1, which gives me -6 over 6, which is 1. Or I'm sorry, -1. So I'm looking for parallel, so that means my parallel slope is also going to be -1 because parallel lines have the same slope. So now let's go ahead and find the equation of that second line, y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to use -1 as my slope, and I'm not given my y-intercept this time, but I'm given 10 equals -1 times -1, which gives me 10 equals 1 plus b minus 1, gives me 9 for b. So my second equation is going to be y equals -1x plus 9. My first equation, I'm not given the y-intercept of the line, which I could plug it in and find it, but I know that it goes through these 2 points, so I don't have to have the y-intercept. So 5, 0, let's do that in blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, and -1, 6, -1, 2, 4, 6. Connect those points. And now, to find a parallel, I'm going to go 0, 9. If you remember, start the y-intercept, 0, 9. And the slope is -1, go down 1 over 1. So let's go 0, 9. Start here, down 1 over 1. Start at red, 0, 9, down 1 over 1. And there you go. So that's how the worksheet 3 is going to look. You will be given the slope sometimes, and sometimes you will not. Sometimes you will be given the equation. Sometimes you will be given 2 points. Once you're done with worksheet 3, go ahead and complete the Math Excel and the quiz, and then have a Merry Christmas.